actually how I got into roofing. I was walking to school one day and got a phone call from my sister's partner's boss, and he said, "Oh, I heard you're looking for a job." And I wasn't actively looking, but I sort of said, if something comes up, I'll take it. I've been roofing for 12 years now, and I didn't actually start fully working with and appreciating the look of tray until about 3 years ago. I started up with Roofing Craftsman, three and a half years ago now. And we sort of just came up with a business direction that me and the other lads wanted to head in, and it was architectural roofing, because we'd been around and we've done a lot of sort of mundane day-to-day sort of roofing, crack into a re-roof or a new build or commercial, and we've done a lot of that, so we wanted to find something more stimulating and thought-provoking, and we've found it. So it's a bit of a misconception when we order all our tin. It looks like it's all just ready to go straight on, but there's actually a bit of time we have to put into getting each sheet ready for install. So we probably spend more time prepping the sheets than we actually do installing. Our first step, first and foremost, will be refer to the plan. We'll set out to mark where all our sort of seams and where our desired laps are going to land. So these big dormers were, they took up a lot of my brain power to start. I'm actually really happy with the way they've turned out. They're quite a statement as you sort of, you come down your driveway and it's boom right there. It really catches your eye. This was our first Flatlok wall we did on the property. We sort of did our set out, took a step back, had a look. We actually manipulated a couple things just to really make sure it's going to be on. And as we went, it's such a satisfying feeling to go and put that last sheet on to apex, and it's exactly where you want it. We really like to put our plates on sort of where our barges join. Just sort of takes away that one looking line that you always end up with a bit of discrepancy with it over time. So this sort of eliminates a lot of that, and it's all firmly capped in there. Yeah, this roof went on a while ago now. It was the first sort of section we hit on the build, and we've come a long way from here.
So you guys have been here, it seems like, almost the whole house build.
Pretty much, yeah.
It feels like you're almost going to be out of here soon.
We are on the home stretch. It doesn't quite look like the home stretch, but it is on the scale of this build.
It is looking like it's the home stretch. I see you've done a whole bunch of fiddly stuff lately. Yeah,
so it may look like we're making progress, but we're definitely making progress on little fiddly things that will never actually be seen by anyone. A lot of thinking involved as well with set outs. Because it is quite custom and one-offs, we may not come across some of these details again or for the next, 5 years. So it's a lot of sort of outside the box thinking, working on the fly, and just being easily adaptable really, just to make it all come together. A big thing with these trade jobs is getting your set out correct. If your set out's wrong, and we're starting, say we started here, and the other end's 20 odd meters away. So if your set out's incorrect, you're going to be pulling sheets off, and if you're pulling sheets off, you're not moving forward. So that's always a big thing that we really try to nail on the head. We'll double check, triple check, because it's a lot easier to move a pencil mark than it is to move a sheet. Yeah, there's been a few quiet nights when I've got home, and the partner's trying to talk, and you're just, I'm still here. I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, was that skylight even? And then come back in the morning, you double check it, and and it's good. It's on, and it's all worked out, all flowed beautifully for us.
We all love jobs, don't we, that occupy the brain and challenge you?
Oh, the smallest thing might catch you out where it's just, oh, did I set that right? You know, did I allow myself enough overhang? Because, you know, we installed the sort of fascia and perforated flashings prior to anything else going on. If we'd done that wrong and then we go and lay the entire roof, there's no way we're changing that with the roof still on. So, you know, and that's huge costs, huge time, you know, and brain power, just having to know that you've done something wrong and you have to go backwards before you can keep going forward. Yeah. Biggest fears with this product is receiving a phone call from the project manager and saying, hey mate, yeah, we've damaged a sheet, or we've dented a sheet, or we've drilled a hole in the wrong spot. And then I come out and you look where it is and it's your first sheet you've put on. So you sort of have to work all the way back to that one sheet, which is not a fun time at all. Especially when it's caused by another trade that sort of knew about the difficulties and it doesn't feel very nice. This product, it will show if it's been damaged, and yeah, you'll hear about it from your roofers because they won't be happy. A sort of plastic reveal, and you see a little scratch that's in the tin, and you've already laid 6 more sheets, so those 6 sheets have to come off for one little scratch. Really, really, really like your colour choice. Dealing with the matte finish is it's a whole different ball game with, you know, dealing with, say, scratches and all that sort of stuff. It's got its sort of mind of its own. We really enjoy doing wall cladding with this sort of product as well, because it's a bit easier on the body. You're not sort of climbing around on a steep roof all day, and it's a lot more visual, so you feel a lot more appreciation when you do a nice job. I'd say those front dormers were definitely just for the sort of cladding side of things, wrapping that Flatlok around, linking into a span lock sheet, so trying to marry 2 profiles together was definitely a thought-provoking little process, and you basically just pick a starting point and wing it, eh? Yeah, go from there, and you do a rough, you know, plan sort of out loud between us. Yeah. This is what do you reckon? Yeah, that will work, sort of thing, and then go either mock up something first before we commit to the full attempt, or we will, you know, and then just go from there, and it all works out. And it did. You could pre-plan as much as you want, but a lot of things change when you're actually in front of what you're dealing with, and you know, it might be just small changes, but a small change dealing with tin can be a big deal. We sort of work to the mill, so we don't have a huge amount of room for huge tolerances, so we need a lot of it is just work out when it's in front of you. There's been a bit of lost sleep over some of these details, just looking at it on the plan and trying to bring that into, you know, create it into something that is, you materialise it, trying to help every other trade's job flow as well. So we spend a bit of time talking with the brickies, just working out small little changes that help everyone out in the long run. You know, it'd be a very different job and sort of career if we were very difficult and very stubborn and not wanting to play ball with the other trades. We wouldn't really be enjoying our jobs, so it's good to sort of come in with an open mind. Originally, the solar panels were slowly keeping me awake at night because I wasn't looking forward to my roof being covered and essentially, well, potentially ruined. They've done a really good job and haven't ruined it, so I'm very happy with them. I had a bit of a sharp eye on them while they were up here and let them know a few little things just to sort of help them manoeuvre up here where, you know, just like purlin spacing, where is a good spot to be standing, where not to stand, and reinforcing that if they damage one of these sheets, it's a very long process to get one out.
And yeah, tell me your thoughts about the new roof cladding that we've just installed.
Yeah, wow. I was very dubious at first, but I personally don't mind it because of the systems that they've used. They haven't penetrated the roof, and you know, all their bracket systems are all sort of clamped onto the ribs. So it does sort of keep the bulletproofness of tray alive without any unnecessary holes. I still prefer to look at tin, but that's my trade. So we've got this. This is sort of a specialised folding machine called it's a finger folder. It's got all the individual teeth in there, so we can sort of set it to custom widths of what we need to fold. It's come all the way from Germany for us. Marvellous piece of German engineering. It gives you factory finishes. We struggled to get a nice fold like this without a machine this calibre. There's not often where a client will actually climb up on their roof and sort of see what we've been spending all our time doing. We take it for granted how we can just get up there and get into it, and we know exactly where we're standing, what we're doing. But we're on a roof, you know, 5, 6 days of the week, so we're obviously very comfortable up there, where it is a slightly different story when you see a client sort of clambering up onto their roof. So I'm very happy that there is sort of supports under there to sort of help protect it, to just get its longevity. When I first started roofing, we didn't need scaffold under 3 metres, and your average gutter line was 2.8 metres. So single-storey houses, we didn't have scaffold. I've only fallen off one roof. But you know, our standard workwear is skate shoes, and you know, we're all for grip. We're all about grip. If you don't have grip, you can't do your job. So it's been a huge switch in the industry, which is really cool, because even when they started enforcing the sort of more scaffolding laws, a lot of builders were still not really playing ball, because they're like, it was against what they knew, you know. They're like, oh, you know, stop being soft, get up there. But it was more or less like, it's for us to get home to our families, and you know, well, is your life worth just taking that one wage, you know? Which it's not, so it's not worth losing. So, well, it's a couple extra hours when you keep breathing. So I couldn't imagine what would happen if, you know, I fell off a roof and paralysed, or, you know, or it would change my whole family's lives, let alone just my life. We sort of we have quite an important job in the scale of a build, where once the roof's on, it sort of frees up all the other trades internally to keep moving forward and, you know, get their jobs ticked off. So we get a bit of pressure on us at the start of the builds, but once we sort of tick that box, then we sort of can, you know, really put our time in to get things looking nice. Really appreciate the opportunities that this new product has given us. We've got quite a good relationship with our suppliers, Roofing Industries, where even the owner, or like the owner of that Hamilton branch, he came out to the site and actually saw what we were creating with his product, and he's very, very happy with it, and was real appreciative of seeing sort of the new generation of roofers coming through with some great inspirations, some great ideas, and actually bringing it all to reality, sort of keeping that trend of some quality builds going. Yeah, it's definitely gets you thinking, and you sort of look to what more we can do with it. We love it. We always sort of strive to do our best, but do it right. It might take a bit longer, but it gets done right. We just like to perfect and just get better and better at what we do. Each job we've sort of done, the next one's a bigger and better build. It's amazing to see what you can do with tin these days, where it is not just a corrugated roof or a corrugated wall. we've kind of shied away from your standard roofing and sort of specialised in architectural stuff, which is why we're here really. The more architectural and sort of specialised work pick up, which was quite surprising for talking to a lot of other roofing companies. We haven't really we haven't tech screwed a roof on in a very long time. It took a while for us to sort of get our pricing right to allocate, to allow for all of this sort of extra time. That's where a lot of companies sort of trying out the new products do come into a bit of strife, where they assume, oh, just slap a sheet up and done, but it's a lot more to it. You know, the architects, they do a wonderful job and they get their desired look out there, and then it's sort of really on us just to tie it all together and make sure everything meets code, and we're away. The thing about getting into the roofing industry would be you've just got to get stuck in and just give it your all. We all started somewhere. We've all made a lot of mistakes, and you just got to get out of bed and turn up, and it will all come true for you, really. We don't think that roofing's a nowhere trade, where we've always been kind of looked down at by the other trades, by professional standards. We've always been looked at as the mongrel rough guys that just love to get on the piss and do whatever, and we're slowly chipping away at that stereotype and sort of bringing a bit more architecture and a bit more pride and some thought to roofing, which is awesome. It's good pay. We're definitely competitive pay rates to the other trades. You get to work outside for a living. Like I can't stand being inside for too long, so working outside is the best office I ever could have. And look at the views that we get. You know, we're not in a cubicle looking out through a window. We're right out there in the elements. It gets a bit chilly in winter, but it's all part of it. You just put a jersey on and you carry on. So we all love to do, even on our, all our hobbies, we're all outdoorsy people. I love my fishing and sort of getting outdoors, so it's quite cool to be able to still be out and amongst it during work and get paid for it.
I'm literally feeling the burn on the back of my neck, and I've only been out here for 30 minutes.
Yeah, we get a bit of a tolerance for the sun. It's really a really good trade to get into while you're young, because as you get a bit older, you get a bit slower on the feet and not as bouncing around. So it's definitely worth honing your skills in when you're younger, and it can take you far. But we come here and all the builders are happy. It's a pretty common theme. We're all quite young, which I think's quite interesting. With the younger people are definitely changing the way the industry is, which is cool. Old people have had their dash, I think. So it'd be really cool to see some young guys coming in and getting involved. Really appreciate the opportunity of working on an amazing build like this. We actually took my brother for a bike ride across the river. We actually came right down, and it was actually quite cool to be able to stop across the river, point over and say, we've been a part of that. You have a bit of pride in it, and it's really, really cool to be able to say that, this is what we've done. We get into it and it looks awesome. You've actually accomplished something for the day, and you've gone and made a bit of a difference. And at the end of the day, we're just putting roofs over people's heads.
Am I going to hear rain on my roof?
Oh, it'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
Will it? Yeah, there's so much insulation, I'm not sure.
Actually, yeah, you've got a bit of soundproofing in there, so maybe, crack a window and just appreciate it, just soak it in.
Nothing like rain on a tin roof.
Nah, nothing like it. You got all these people that are out there playing all these rain sounds on their phones where you can get it naturally. We've been quite lucky with how this job's nice and close to home, because we have done a bit of travel around to sort of get the specialised jobs. Roofing's taken me some cool places too. Like I've worked over on Waiheke Island, I've worked on Great Barrier Island, worked, Pawanui, worked all over the show. lot of stuff like out in the Waitakere Ranges out in Auckland when I was up there. Did a lot of sort of bigger builds up there, which was quite cool. Just middle of nowhere, just bush everywhere, beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah, we did a little B&B cabin up the top of Pirongia. That was like, that'd be the best view we've ever had, eh, from up there.
I didn't get to go.
You didn't get to go. Farmer gave us a side-by-side and a quad bike with a trailer, and off we went. And it was like a 2K drive up his farm up the race, and yeah,
Yep.
it was pretty wicked. Yeah, that's my goal, is to get it's getting further and further from reality, I think, but getting a little bit of land just out of Cambridge somewhere, and yeah, just chuck a little tiny home on it and do your thing, eh?
Yep.
What was your question again?